This location's been a restaurant since 1954 under different ownership. We heard that it became available, or that it was going to become available, and I've been around Iowa City long enough to remember that there was a time that this was a cycling hangout. There wasn't a cycling motif, but one of the owners was a cyclist, and all of his friends used to come here, have a big meal, rest a little bit, go out for a long ride, or vice versa. And we thought that we would like to return to that in a bigger way. Restaurants are what we do. There's 3 owners that are involved in this project, but we thought that we would, again, like to combine this new passion that we have for cycling with something we've done for a long time with food, and so that's how Ride came to be.
I mean, for our Sunday, it's a really good thing if people see us waiting. I mean, I know if you guys were coming in to eat, and it's kind of a pain in the butt that you have to wait for 35 minutes for a table, but for us, that means that we're in high demand. I let my mark be on average, since it's a Tuesday. I know I'm not going to go through 2 pans of grits on the weekends. I can go through 5 pans of grits. I'm walking back to run, see what hour, how many people are here. So the demand, the tools that I use are just my eyes, the POS, and experience. Also, top selling items. Like I can come in here and I can go the top selling items of the day and show up. Like I sold 11 chicken sandwiches, a bunch of kitchen tickets, 5 mac and cheeses. You know, it'll show me everything I need to know.
So the first main problem that we identified after going to the restaurant had to do with their forecasting their demand. So from what we noticed and from what we heard at the restaurant, they really don't have any clear forecasting tools. So the chef told us that he uses their reservation lists for the day, and he really bases his numbers for the food off of guessing. And their computer system also helps them a little bit with figuring out their demand. However, they don't fully utilize all the data that's on the computer. So for our solution, we have come up with that because they have more customers on the weekends and more customers in the spring and summer months, that there is a trend with their demand. And so in order to calculate their demand the best, we are suggesting that they use the exponential smoothing with trend method in order to forecast their demand.
The second problem is too much inventory for them. The restaurant hasn't calculated the inventory turnover rate and no freezer, so they cannot have inventory stored for a long period of time. However, the chef said some products are stored for a long time, so we guess that they must have lots of waste. Lastly, the turnover rate should be high for such a restaurant because they use fresh vegetables daily. And our solutions are they should learn about inventory turnover ratio and learn how to use and calculate the turnover ratio. And they also should be aware of the inventory carrying costs. Besides that, they also have to track monthly or daily demand to calculate the annual demand. And based on these 3 assumptions, they can use economic order quantity method so that they can know how many orders they can use and from the suppliers to save the cost.
We went to the restaurant on Sunday about 6:30 p.m. and we saw the customers waiting outside, and we asked the chef if he thinks the waiting is good, and he believes more customer waiting they will think the restaurant is very good and worth waiting for, but there's not enough seating for waiting customers on weekends, so that may turn potential customer away. So we suggest the restaurant redesign waiting space to allow more customer to wait and make outside seating area bigger and maybe redesign that space to fit in more customers. And we also suggest the restaurant incorporate a happy hour on weeknights for more variability because the weekends are busier than weeknights. So we run a simulation and we found their most profitable hour is at 5 p.m. 2.2 normal advertising budget and use batching system and have more bar seats and a few less tables. All of this combined will make them more profitable.